I can find the sum of the interior angles of a given polygon. I can use this sum to solve for variables. So we're going to start by reviewing the formula, how to find the sum of the interior angles. Again, sum means adding up. So if we're looking for the sum of the interior angles, we're looking for how many degrees is it going to total if I add up all of the angles within a polygon. This number changes depending on the number of sides. So we have this formula, n minus 2 times 180, and just as a reminder, n is the number of sides. So we're going to take the number of sides, we're going to subtract 2, and then we're going to multiply it by 180 degrees, and that will give us our answer. So we're just going to first start with these three, where I just ask you to find the interior sum, and you just give me the number. So again, I would encourage you to pause it at this point, see if you can plug this into the formula and get the correct answers for these. So starting with a hexagon is a 6-sided figure. It has 6 sides. So when I think about my formula, I'm going to take 6, I'm going to subtract 2, and then multiply it by 180 degrees. So 6 minus 2 is 4, and then once we multiply that by 180 degrees, that's going to give us 720. So that's going to be the total of all 6 of those angles being added together. A decagon has 10 sides. So again, plugging that into the formula, 10 minus 2, which gives us 8. And then we're going to take that and multiply it by 180. And that'll give us a total of 1,440. Now again, both of these you have in your charts in your 8-1 packet, but I don't expect you to have those memorized. If you do, because you've seen them over and over, that's great, but you don't have to memorize them, because if you just know this formula, you just have to plug it in. Okay, but for the 18 gong, for example, that's not in your packet, so you are going to have to use the formula for that one. Again, an 18 gong, that just means it has 18 sides. So same formula, 18 minus 2. 18 minus 2 will give us 16, and then we want to multiply 16 by 180 degrees, and that's going to give us 2,880 degrees. It should make sense that as the shape gets more sides and more angles, that total number is going to go up, and I just realized you can't see those totals. So there they are. So 720, 1,440, and 2,880. Now, that's just finding the sum, and that will be asked you on your test. Another potential question on your test is finding x. So you'll actually have to look at some figures and find x. So your first step would be, I guess you could say, to find the sum of all the angles. Your second step would be to add angles and set equal to sum. And then your third step would be to solve for x. Okay, so we're going to walk through these steps. So for A, the first thing we need to do is find the sum. So the exact same thing we just did above, we need to first figure out how many sides this has. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if it's got 7 sides, that's going to be 7 minus 2 times 180. So 5 times 180 gives us 900 degrees. Okay, so that's step 1, find the sum. Step 2, we're going to add angles and set equal to sum. So I'm going to create an equation now. So I am going to circle each of these as I write them, just to make sure I don't accidentally leave one out or duplicate them. So in between each of these expressions, I'm adding a plus sign. 2x minus 9 plus 5x plus x minus 7 plus 3x minus 1. Again, that's what a sum means, is adding up all your angles. So I just took all these expressions, I added them together, and then I set it equal to the total. So step 3 is just to solve for x, just like any other equation. So I'm going to combine my like terms. So I got 7x, 1x, 4x, 2x, plus 5x, plus 1x, plus 3x. So when I count up all my x's, I have 23x. And then I need to count up all of my numbers. So plus 4, minus 3, minus 9, minus 7, minus 1. When I combine all of that, that is going to give me minus 20. And again, it's still equal to 900 degrees. That hasn't changed, so I just bring that down. Now we have a two-step equation, so add 20 to both sides, which gives me 920 equals 23x, and then my final step is divide both sides by 23. So 920 divided by 3 gives me 40. So in this problem, x equals 40. Again, the total was 900. We had to find that based on the number of sides. Then we added up all the angles, set it equal to that total, and solved. So we're going to walk through these same three steps again for part B. So let's see, step 1 was to find the sum. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided figure, so that's a pentagon. So let's see, 5 minus 2 times 180. So 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 180 gives us 540. So we know that that's going to be the total. Step 2, add the angles and set equal to the sum. So x plus 1.5x plus 0.5x plus 1.5x plus x. Let me slide this over here. All right, and then the third step, I know you can't see it anymore, but it's just to solve for x. So we're going to combine our like terms. In this case, all of the terms are x terms. So 1 plus 1.5 plus 0.5 plus 1.5 plus 1 gives us 5.5x. And then that's still equal to 540 degrees. And then so this one's just an easy one step. Divide both sides by 5.5 to get x by itself. 540 divided by 5.5, it gives you a decimal, so we'll round it to the nearest hundredth, and that leaves us with 98.18 degrees.